Hi, it's Dorota Godi and I'm running a little test on my home equipment and I thought why not do something different. I'm going to talk to you about Sin City of Las Vegas, where I was fortunate to stay in one of the most beautiful and newest LEED certified hotels called Aria. It was a conference that my husband was invited to, so my son and I tagged along. And Las Vegas, the Sin City, is probably not the place I would normally plan to go to. But the opportunity came. The hotel looked very luxurious, so I thought, why not? And I was actually pleasantly surprised. So what I want to talk to you is a couple things. Testing my equipment. That's objective number one. Objective number two is just show you a little bit of the place that maybe you haven't been to yet. And number three is to talk about the LEED certified building the way I saw it. So I'm starting off with the picture of basically a desert from the plane. The day was very clear and I was able to get quite wonderful picture of the environment that we're going to be landing at. It's pretty amazing how little there is, and this is actually the only water that we've passed, and it's actually a lake at one point with sailing boats. But the water level has been significantly dropping, and I guess the picture doesn't show it, but you could see it from the plane. So you can see the marinas here, but the water level is clearly shown from the plane, and you can see how much that one and only water source has been dropping. I was hoping to catch a Grand Canyon, but there's so many different canyons that I am not sure. I'm sure I caught it, but which one is which is difficult to tell. But the surface looks very ragged, and it reminds me of pictures from Mars. Very dry, very reddish, and basically no water, no plant, no life. So here we are playing a toilet paper game on a plane, and was a very cheerful Southwest flight. Our side won. We were in the first row, passing the toilet paper. So here's where we're arriving at Aria, and it's a very beautiful drop-off. So we arrived to this most beautiful canopy and the most beautiful foyer that opens up to. I already had a glimpse of the most astonishing architecture of the city center right next door to Aria, but on the left-hand side is the most beautiful lobby, and very striking, very elegant. And of course to the left is the casino and checking in lineup. A big conference, so it took a few minutes to check in. So looking around, later on I read that this is a magnificent sculptural piece made from recycled metal. I was very blown away by the tiles. They were kind of different granite tiles. I think it would be wonderful if they were recycled tiles from different buildings. There's lots of buildings in Las Vegas that are being demolished and rebuilt. So that probably would be an interesting approach to take. On the picture they all look the same, but they actually were different colors, and they really looked like they were composed from different areas. So more research is definitely required on the project itself. I'm just showing you what I saw. I haven't done any in-depth research. The room itself was very posh, and we did look towards the mountains in the distance. So this is where plane came from, and this is actually the end of the new strip. I think it's no longer Las Vegas. It is actually the current Las Vegas has been built in Paradise City, I believe it's called. So this is the view from the hotel, from our hotel room. There are 4 or 5 swimming pools, lots of action, and actually enjoyed the view very much. These are private condominiums, also spectacular architecture. Of course, my boy on his device. Very nice design of the bathroom. The toilet area had its own room with frosted glass, so the whole bathroom seemed quite large, but it was a separate room. And the shower, very interesting design. Shower head was actually the little vestibule to a tub. So I thought this was pretty cool, because normally when you step up from tub, and if you're soaking in something, you want to rinse it off. So I thought that was a very good design. The bathroom was very well laid out, and I took these pictures actually, hoping that if I ever built my house, I'd probably like to duplicate some of these features. Of course, one must go for a walk along the strip, and I was actually very pleasantly surprised. It is tacky, but the architecture is just so over the top and so spectacular that one cannot help but enjoy it all. You really can't. Cannot just not like it. The miniatures of the Eiffel Tower, the copies of buildings that I saw in Europe, all jammed together into little bit of Paris, like opera jammed together with Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower legs actually supports go through the casino, so very, very, very nice experience. This is actually the main entrance to the Paris hotel, and you can tell that the hotel itself is huge, and these will be your casinos, restaurants, and all the fantastic areas. And one thing that that is really well done in Las Vegas, it is desert, it was really, really hot summertime. You can take breaks from the heat by walking through any of these doors. They all lead to casinos, but they also lead to restaurants and air-conditioned spaces. So if you can't take the heat, you can go the interior corridors and make the whole strip on the inside. The famous older Bellagio with the open space, water and fountains that are nicely lit up at night. You've probably seen those on commercials. So across the street is actually the Eiffel Tower. The Colosseum built for our famous Celine Dion, especially built for her, next to Caesar Palace. I'm sorry, you can't escape my handsome voice. So my husband David, my son David Jr. Mirage with Cirque du Soleil theater. Theaters that you hear about, they're fantastic shows, but if you don't book them a year in advance, you don't get in. So if you do make the trip, and I think it would be of fantastic value to see one of the shows, they are pricey. You gotta book them very, very early. I really would love to see Jimmy Buffett, and actually my husband's brother and his wife went to see. I haven't heard about it yet, but I'm sure it was astonishing. So I think we had fabulous lunch. No, I think we had not Outback. We had Volcano in Jimmy Buffett's place. So we love the guy. If you've never been to Venice, this is pretty nice duplicate of the palace right on St. Mark's Square, and entrance, the famous lions at the entry to the piazza from the water. The front is of course totally different, but there is the famous lions and the clock. So beautiful experience overall. You can catch a gondola that goes for a nice little indoor tour. So here we are. You can catch the ride, and they're actually sing. So it's pretty nice. I think Bellagio has these very Baroque-like interiors. So each hotel has different restaurants, different themes. And this is the interior that I was telling you about. I don't remember which one, but fantastic air-conditioned areas with dimmed lights and lanterns, and this is in the hottest part of the day. You can go to shops, restaurants, shops. Well, this is something that I was totally surprised by. I've heard lots of bad stuff about Las Vegas, but I think in their reacting their act, they really are trying to attract people to basically a different type of holiday. To me, it was all about shopping and eating. I don't gamble. I don't have any attraction into casinos, but shopping. Well, I'm not into shopping, but I like to look and walk, and it was the best shopping I've ever seen. Very theme-oriented, very beautiful. Oh yeah, so this is the. Now I know where we are. We are in the Italian interior room with gondolas and gondoliers singing O Sole Mio, and restaurants, and it's basically they're trying to duplicate the theme of Venice. Oh yes, and of course when you're in Venice, there's every other store is the Carnivale masks, so they have plenty of those in Las Vegas as well. And then restaurants like this everywhere, set up, ready to go. So if you've been into Piazza San Marco in Venice, of course you know you're not there, but it's the atmosphere is very nice. Different but nice. And of course there's entertainers. This is pantomime, a guy, real person who's standing there changing movements and entertaining. Gondoliers awaiting. And shops with waterfalls, changing. Right now it's probably going to be Christmas, but different decors. So this is late summer, so they were probably getting ready already for fall. I don't know what I took. Oh, I must have liked the hairstyle. Oh, sorry, I couldn't refuse. Now this is, I took a picture of this architectural canopy that provides shade, and it's actually, I read about this, it's actually moving. It's moving and it adjusts to provide shade for the shoppers below, depending on sun conditions. So it's another one of our very posh shopping centers. I didn't go inside, but we've walked a couple times, and I wondered about this canopy, so I did a little bit of research. What's the name of this hotel? It comes up, but it's the most expensive hotel. That's where all the rich and famous stay. This is where Prince Harry got into trouble. I think the name comes up on one of the pictures. This is actually the shopping promenade in Bellagio, which connected to Aria. So you walk these kind of walkways, air-conditioned and posh, with top-notch stores between Aria and Bellagio. There's also a train, so you can, and there's all kinds of art displays, but there's also a train that you can take between hotels. Now this is kind of interesting, because from the distance you think it's all real flowers. They're actually not real flowers, but the real flowers are embedded and mixed in with artificial flowers so beautifully that where you are, and I think I take a walk, so some of these, if you come up closer, some of these are real, and you have an impression that it's real. There are beautiful umbrellas hanging from the ceilings. And these balls also are, some are silk, but where pedestrians walk underneath, some of them are made from the most wonderfully fragrant flowers. So they're flower balls. It's just heaven for designers. It's like anything you come up with gets done in there. The designers, they just go bananas, and crazier the better. Everything gets built. So some of these are so fragrant. You walk this promenade, and of course the artwork is on the floor. It's embedded in tree trunks. It's on the ground. It's just everywhere. And of course the music and smells and the food is just, oh yeah. So I'm smelling. And of course you got to be prepared to do lots of walking. And it was just before my foot operation, so I was in pretty bad shape. But take the best shoes you have and plan on covering up lots of kilometers. Wynn, yes. So Wynn is the hotel that I mentioned, that it's the most expensive hotel. I hear that, I think I read somewhere that the hotel rooms start at $800 a night. They have done a wonderful walking passages that are all green and beautifully landscaped, which you know, the real estate is really, really expensive. So providing general public with these pedestrian walkways is quite lavish. Now, this is my first trip, so I don't know when those passages were built, but this main boulevard used to be where pedestrians had to cross the street, and I guess they had so many accidents with all the people drinking too much and crossing. So I don't know exactly when this happened, but I guess as part of the renewal of Las Vegas and all the new architecture and rebuild, now you have to kind of walk for a while before you can make the bridge over the main boulevard to the other side. So that's another thing that I would suggest, that you get the map, make a plan, and if you want to see everything, then you kind of stay on one side and plan on these strategic jumps to the other side. So this is that green posh garden with waterfalls, and that is open to public. Anyone can walk through. Of course, they want you in their casino as well. This is that shopping mall again, that the canopy that we saw from the distance. So that the canopy is designed to provide shade below. That's that one of the most prestigious shopping areas. There are standard casinos, but this is something that I haven't seen before. I don't know if we have it here in Niagara, but it's basically sports betting, so it's also gambling, but gambling about sports. So I guess walking back, again, Venice area with the famous bridges and towers. The Mirage Fountain area, one of the areas, because it's very big, and you can see the structure and all lights up at night to the music, and it's quite a big attraction. So I think we're on the other side of the street making trip back. This is Caesar's. I think this is Caesar's. So this is a huge water piece right on the inside of the lobby. Each hotel is different. Each has a different theme. So as I go through my slides, you will be seeing all kinds. So I might have to speed up because there's so many. And ultimately, I wanted to talk about Aria because I was intrigued. Now this is a beautiful piece that has LED lights changing the theme and advertisements. Like the place glows, and that's one of the things that was taking pictures of these things that were glowing 24 hours a day. Air conditioning going 24 hours a day. Shops, air conditioning the strip 24 hours a day. Restaurants having steamers to keep the cool off the patrons, and air-conditioned patios. It's just ridiculous. So talking about preservation of energy and water efficiency, and then seeing this was just like, give me a break. I don't know. It's devastating because forget about closing water when you brush your teeth. I mean, this is just ridiculous what we're doing in Las Vegas. So it's you know, on one hand you admire all this beauty, but on the other hand, this is in the middle of the desert, created this most artificial environment, and the energy that's being just wasted is beyond. Bellagio's casino, very elegant, very French Riviera style. I took some pictures because I want to steal some of the ideas. Now this picture became my my screen for my mini iPad. I liked it so much. It's glass, blown glass, another one of those artistic ceilings. So a reception area in Bellagio. I think I have another picture. Yes, reception area in Bellagio has this most wonderful masterpiece of glass. Every single piece is probably made individually, so just spectacular. And the reception area in Bellagio with these just unbelievable centerpieces and arrangements, fall arrangements of pumpkins and pumpkins and the root sculpture. There is actually a face, but oh, right here, eye and nose. So somebody saw this root and just made this most wonderful and enjoyable sculpture. Just haven for designers. This is a chocolate place where you stand underneath and chocolate drips like a fountain from one area to the other and gets mixed and eventually dribbles down. It's just a child. If you love chocolate, this is again one of the promenades between Bellagio and Aria. So if you love chocolate, there's chocolate galore, chocolate skeleton. Getting ready for Halloween, I suppose. And Bellagio has one of these areas again that it's like a resting place for general public. This is right in front of this chocolatier place, and you don't have to pay lots of money to stay in that hotel in order to walk the promenades and actually sit down, take a rest in this beautifully air-conditioned place. So that's the part of Las Vegas that I really like. That you don't have to stay in these posh places. You can stay somewhere else. I wouldn't, but you can. Now this picture, I guess I really liked the window blind. Bellagio's fountains and swimming pools are very nice, very Italian. And this is their, what is this? Oh, this is the Bellagio's conference area. So to the right, I took pictures of the pool. This was one of the very few places where you could actually see the design and architecture and the pompousness of the lobbies, because it's the conference area. So if there's no conference, I guess it's not busy. So I quite enjoyed that. Now this is the train that goes between different hotels. Usually 2-3 hotels are connected, and then there's another train. So I guess each builder is part of their public access transportation to reduce the cars. Each builder of the big complex would provide transportation between the hotels. Oh, sorry. Enjoying the view, enjoying my hotel, resting my foot. And again, so going back to Aria, a couple things about the hotel itself. I'm going to pause because my husband doesn't know I'm recording. Okay, I have decided to split my presentation into parts because it's supposed to be a few-minute test, but it ended up being quite long. So watch for part 2. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop now.